Hello. This is Lada from Radiant Yin. And today the topic is why to forgive anyway. So, as we're starting this journey together in the alchemy of forgiveness, I will talk a little bit today about why even do that before we even get into the energetics of forgiveness. And as I promised, you will learn to forgive as a trained intuitive, so neutrally. When we look at the fabric of existence and how we come into each other's life, you can look at it as a fabric, and it has fibers, right? So we come into each other's lives and to certain places, there are certain situations, and there's a flow to it. And when we're in this like neutral space, when we're open and allowing, those fibers just come in, they weave in, and then they leave when it's time. We leave those spaces, or those people leave. However, when something happens, something that's hurtful, or we get in a lot of fear, anger, a situation we can say doesn't validate us, doesn't fulfill us, a knot is being created. So suddenly there is a knot, and that knot will connect us to that person, situation, or an energy, like we can say energy of lack. And then we want to just keep moving, but we can't. And you might have noticed that we often recreate the same situation until we learn the lesson, until we allow that certain situation happened for a reason. And that's the reason why to forgive. When we are forgiving, we are untying those energetical knots, which means we release our energy from it. We release ourselves from the other person, the energy of the situation, and we become more free. And that energy that comes back to us becomes like a neutral creative energy. It becomes back our energy that we can create anything we want with, and we don't have to be stuck and repeat the same situation. So it's pretty wonderful, right? It's a really wonderful concept. And what we're going to be working with in this little series is not the religious concept of forgiveness or the mental kind of forgiveness. Oh, I've just forgiven and move on. We're really going to dive into the energetics of it. One step is really going to go into our bodies and validating any emotion, any unprocessed feeling, emotion. In other words, communication of our body towards that energy, the person, and release that. And that's going to allow us to harness the gift, to learn the lesson. Why did I create this? Why did my soul create this situation? And when we harness the gift, we learn something, and then we can move on. So your little mission, if you choose to accept it, until we're going to meet again, is when you close your eyes for a moment and we talk about forgiveness. So there's a charge. There's a charge we haven't released. Maybe a person comes to your mind, or there's this gut feeling, and go into that and being like, oh, what's coming up? Oh, there's somebody or something in my life right now, and I don't feel like I'm neutral. I can't be open. I can't let it go. Often we don't forgive because something feels unresolved. So breathe into that and allow that image of a person come to you. Because this person right now becomes your teacher of forgiveness. And suddenly we're shifting the narrative, right? Suddenly it's not a person that hurt us, did us wrong, but suddenly they're becoming a teacher. Oh, this person is here to help, to teach me how to forgive. And I'm going to leave you with that. So stay with it and see what's gonna come up for you. So until we meet next time, you will know, okay, this is who I'm gonna be working with. And the beauty of it is that not only we release ourselves, we also release the other person. And we gotta be willing. There can be a piece of us that's like, no, I'm gonna hold on to that because I don't want to ever happen. I don't ever want it to happen again. Or if I'm gonna be holding on to that, they're gonna get punished. Well, the unfortunate truth of energetics, which is just neutral, there's no good or wrong, good or bad, right or wrong, is that if we don't forgive, we're tied to that person. So if you really want to move on and create something different, releasing yourself and releasing them is really a gift to yourself. And I love what Maya Angelou said, that if we don't forgive, it's like drinking a poison and hoping for the other person to die. And it's so true. So feel into that in this time you have before we meet again. How did this unforgiveness affect you? How does that feel in your body? Is that poison that you carry? And when you release that, you're releasing yourself. And don't worry, we all have our lessons. That person that hurt you will have to learn that lesson too. Don't worry about that. They have their higher self, that they have their journey. But give yourself that gift of freedom. So until I see you next, have a beautiful day. Lots of love. Bye.